What's going on, dudes? So, a lot of people come into my stream and ask me, Will, how did you get so many rubles? And, well, I stream all day and I stream 8 to 12 hours every single day. And usually the answer is right in front of their face of how I achieved so many rubles. But I figured instead of, answering and repeating myself on a daily basis by the thousands, I'd rather just give you guys a full on explanation. So starting out, the way I achieved 100 million plus rubles, and definitely in the first month of the patch, was choosing survivability over that the crazy action we all chase when it comes to Tarkov. Building the foundation early on in a wipe is to me the most important for the future of your wipe. Yeah, it's fun to go PvP your face off and get all the kills in the world, but I'd kind of rather do that when I have a pretty high bankroll. So all right, right now I focus upon selling hideout items to the players that are doing their hideout. They're going to sell at peak right now compared to, at least the initial hideout items at the beginning of your hideout are going to sell at peak compared to later on advancements in your hideout. So I can pick up nuts and bolts and make 10 to 15 grand per nuts and bolt. And you find multiple of each. That's just an example of one item. There's so many. I also choose when I'm trying to make rubles, every single slot my bag has to be full. Even if the item is worth 1,000 rubles, if I have 60 open slots in total, well, that's 60 grand at least I could be making. But that's on the low end. I mean, and there's tons of items in Tarkov that are worth well over 1,000 rubles. In that 5 to 10,000 ruble gap is a perfect place to be, and you'll make a lot of dough. And people only seem to go after items like graphics cards and LEDXs and all those high tier items, and they look past all the small loot. Well, I live on the crumbs, man. I'm a rat in the beginning of the wipe. It works for me because that's what makes the most dough. Sure, it's a grind. It's not as easy as finding a red key card and putting it on the flea, but man, it's honest work. I'm the blue collar ruble farmer. I'm a mobile Home Depot, but shit, man, everyone's always asking how I got so many rubles. So I definitely think it's the way of how I do it. Also, playing with teammates at the beginning of the wipe, I grouped up with a couple buddies of mine, Destroyer Project and Clean, and we were watching each other's back, keeping each other safe while requesting, and made a bunch of money that way. Night raids are also key, so the quicker you can get night vision goggles, the better. Finding your first initial set of night vision goggles could be definitely crucial and pretty hard to do, being that you won't have flea market till you're level 20. But as soon as you have flea market at level 20, go buy a pair of GP and VG 18s, and man, there you go. It's easy pickings. They're like 100 grand in the market. Seems like people aren't really doing night raids quite yet, or the bankroll isn't high enough to inflate the prices of quad nods yet. But it's a great headset to run, and night raids are beneficial. You have concealment of the dark, and a lot of people aren't wanting to spend the extra coin in the 100K. The way I look at gear is, when you're farming rubles, when you're picking items up and just trying to fill your bag every raid, the better the gear, you're gonna have an easier time farming rubles for sure. So if you buy the fancy night vision goggles, the fancy helmet with, let's say, a bastion with a plate on it and a slick at night, you are going to increase the chance of your survivability. You're not guaranteeing the chance, but you're increasing it enough to accomplish your goal and make a ton of dough. So those are definitely my tips for that. Also, there's a website I'm about to show on screen. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it'll help a lot of you new guys, and there will be a link down in the description for it. It'll help a lot of you new guys out with finding how much certain items are. That way, if you can swap them in and out of your bag to value loot as you go through raids. Because let's say if you find an item worth 1,000 rubles and it's on a 1x2, and you find another item that you're unsure of, you can easily look it up and maybe it's worth more, and you swap it out for the space in your bag. But definitely filling your bag at the end of every raid, choosing survivability over getting that action right now is going to go a long way. I mean, and beneficial. The night raids are beneficial as well, just for hiding and playing slower, and trying not to get into crazy engagements. I mean, build your bank now, choose survivability, and I can guarantee you will have mad stacks of rubles. Anyways, guys, thanks. Have a good one. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Twitch, and have a great rest of your day.